Dang, your favorite two people just landed in a new country.
In 600 meters,
Malta.
merge onto Vigil El Avjaz Johnny, Route 1.
Route 1. We're gonna go to the grocery store. You notice I'm sitting on the passenger side of the car. That's because that's the driver's side in Malta. They're crazy out here. We got a Toyota Aygo. I already know that's a piece of garbage without even driving it yet. And we'll get back to you. We just stopped at Lidl. Parking's crazy. Bunch of weird cars here because of the right-hand drive thing. So they get Japanese cars, but also UK spec cars. So like I thought I was gonna have Japanese turn signals in this Toyota, but I have UK turn signals, which means I have to use my left hand like normal. So if I got the wipers, even though that's the opposite thing that people normally do, or they do it when it's the opposite, yeah. But we got a bunch of water and some snacks, and we're now gonna go to the greatest thing that Utah and Kentucky has ever given the planet Earth. You already know. You already know. Chell still doesn't feel good. Probably because of her bump on the noggin. We got strawberry cheesecake crepes, and Chell is still sad, but she's looking a little bit better now that she saw the crepe. So, we are both extremely tired, but we'll get back to that later. This is St. Gregory's Church, and we're going to go visit it and then check into our Airbnb and go to bed. It looks closed, but this is the church. I Wikipedia a bit about it, and it told me a whole bunch of stuff that doesn't seem to jive with what I'm currently seeing, but we'll get back to you again. Ah, yes, this is not actually the place that we thought we were at. The old parish church of St. Catherine. So now I'm going to go figure out where the church of St. Gregory that I thought we were going to go to is. I know that's a statue of St. Gregory. So it turns out the church is actually really far away and temporarily closed, and Google Maps just has the wrong name. Super cool of them. So we did that, and now we're just hanging out waiting for our check-in time for our Airbnb, listening to somebody yelling at somebody else in one of these apartments around here, which is pretty funny. So
it sounds very heated.
Yeah. Either that or it's just the language. I don't know. Everybody seems to speak English by default so far, which is interesting. But they also have their own, like, secret language.
Something I've noticed, like, inside the city is really clean. Outside the city, like where we are, it's kind of cluttery.
Mm-hmm.
But so far, Malta's okay.
Yeah, and they really like old Japanese cars because of the whole right-hand drive thing. Chell, are you ready to eat well? I'm documenting this because it's kind of funny. We are currently in an old Jewish cemetery, which is not actually where we intend to be. So if you look over there, there's a white canopy. That canopy is over an archaeological site that we're trying to visit that, despite our best efforts, we can't find the entrance to. So I don't know if we're actually going to make it, which is pretty funny. On the entrance, so we're at the Hall Texran Temples. The real engineering marvel here is not actually the old prehistoric buildings, but it's this canopy because it's insane. A bit of interesting history. The site is originally 5,000 years old, and they built it out over the course of 1,000 years. So people were living from 5,000 to 4,000 years ago. But then, like 2,000 years ago, the Romans were here using this for something. And they dug up stuff originally in the 1900s. There's actually a bunch more under that cemetery that's over there. This is what it originally looked like. A wildlife sighting. So this kiln here was built during the Roman times. It might be a little hard to see, but there's like impressions of a couple of cows and then a pig. I really wish I knew what the rest of the statue looked like because that's amazing. Believe it or not, those actually are replicas. Chell and I went and did a little grocery shopping. We got, look at this, we got these fry things. These were so good. We got some nuts, some Tony's, more fries, a bunch of eggs, sourdough. I don't know what these are, but they look really good. They're pistachio. Some of those. You come in here, we got a bunch of different ciders and Black Cat Moscato, as well as some more ciders, monsters. We got some juice. We got yogurts, we got protein shakes, we got a Valentine's Day fruit platter, we got olives, more protein shakes, and then most importantly of all, coming down here, we have some ice cream bars. More of the same. If we have any standouts, I'll let you know and tell you what was the best, but I'm excited to try all of it. Turns out that this one is amazing. The orange tree in which Chell had spoken. We're in the courtyard of the prison area of the Inquisitor's Palace because, you know, if you went against the Holy Roman Empire, you'd go to prison, as all things it should be. And this is a toilet. Fancy. One of the prison cells, but when you go up to the walls, you can see everything that had been carved in them.
This was the prison cell of women.
Yeah, this was the women's prison cell. One lady was sent here, and here's their toilet for being a prostitute and practicing witchcraft. Her punishment was prison for a week till found guilty, and then she had to go to communion every Sunday for 4 years. Maybe not necessarily the harshest punishment, but interesting. We're in the kitchen, and they have these crazy chimneys all built out of stone and like an actual brick oven and all this stuff. I don't know what this is. Probably another like cooktop style thing. What do you think about all this, Chell?
Really cool.
And after a 2-minute drive, we're at our next stop. It's a fort. We have no idea if we're allowed to park here, but there's a bunch of other cars and no signs, so we're just gonna do it. And then after this, we're going to the Maritime Museum, which is like right over there somewhere. That building's cool. It's a bit wimpy. Here's a little bit of castle history while we walk down these stairs. It was built over 1,000 years ago. However, they don't really know exactly when. There were a bunch of structures built where this is prior to this being built, but it was used by military forces all the way until the 1970s. So there's different elements from different time periods that were all built. There's some, like the building in front of us there, was built by the British. Very interesting. Definitely a maze. And it's a great way to stay in shape because there's a ton of stairs. So that was a little house that was here. That was built in the 11th century, or 12th century, so the 1100s. And this was built in the 1500s, 400 years later. And this is the only thing that didn't serve a military purpose. It was just a cool spot to hang out and chill, which is why Chell's taking her selfies here. Look at her. It's St. Angelo Battery featuring Chell. Let's go do it again. This translation cracks me up. Like, dang, you want to put on your female bathing costume? We are at this nature park. Meow. Here it is. Actually very pretty. And ignore that stuff and look at that stuff. We found a staircase. We made it down. Dang, back in the Toyota I-Go to a lighthouse under construction, like always. See Fiat video. I don't think we're going to be able to go up in the lighthouse today. How come they didn't know I was coming today? They shouldn't be doing this today. What the heck? They should take it all down just for me. For our next stop, we're in Borgennadur. I don't know how you'd say that, but we're here. And we're using our museum pass again. The cactuses here are absolutely insane. And here is some megalithic era rocks that were part of a bridge that was once believed to be part of a larger structure. These rocks are covered in snails. They're all over the place. So a little bit more backstory. This was once a village. They originally had thought it was a massive temple, but then after further excavations realized that it was actually a village and a bunch of other things throughout the years, because this site had been inhabited for almost 2,000 years, and throughout that time it changed its purpose many, many times. This is pretty much the entire thing. Honestly, probably wouldn't recommend coming here if you're ever in Malta, because it's not that interesting. And that's what the reviews said, and for some reason I was like, yeah, but it seems like it's not that far out of the way, so I just went. And that's about it. And for our next stop, we're going to the Roman baths. Chell got a nap in on the car. We saw a bus that just decided to drive into a wall, which was kind of funny. And yeah, food time. Not food time, Roman bath times. The food smells really good. So I said food time. There they are. They go all the way down. It's too bad they built this stupid restaurant right in front of it. Kind of takes away from the aesthetic a little bit. Here you go, an up-close view of the Roman baths. And the old road. So, we're going somewhere very exciting right now. Somewhere, well, KFC's in the background by the way, somewhere that I found a long, long time ago. Thought it was the coolest thing in the world. And then never thought anything of it. And then when I was planning this trip, I realized that it was here. So get ready for it. We have to walk a little bit because there was nowhere to park nearby, but you'll see it soon. There it is. There it is. This is an abandoned in the 1990s Subaru dealership. Look at that XT Turbo. That's crazy. It's just a whole showroom of brand new Subarus. Look at this K-Truck. Amazing. The lore goes that the man who owned it just kind of went crazy and couldn't compete with his brother who owned the other Subaru dealership. So he just said, screw it, I'm not gonna sell cars anymore. And but he just like kept everything here. And apparently up until recently, all of the tires would stay inflated in the cars because he'd just keep coming back and he'd like pump them all up and he'd like wipe them off and do all this stuff. It's super weird. I didn't know that there was a concrete pillar here. That was pretty good. Pretty good. So we're now in the capital city of Valletta. You're not allowed to drive cars if they're rental cars in the city. So parked in that parking garage. We got a ton of stuff to go do. This is the St. Lazarus Bastion, which was built way after the fort, and they added some cannons, so it's actually technically not Fort St. Elmo or the War Museum. But look at that anchor. Ooge. This is the face of a woman who really has to pee, and we can't find a bathroom. And I gotta be genuinely the most beautiful sight in this entire place, for sure. We both had to go so bad. Chell still has her cough. Oh. So what we just learned is in the 1200s, the Turkish people, the Ottoman Empire, came here to fight the Order of St. John, which is kind of like the government that stuck around. And the Knights Order of St. John gaslit the Ottomans so hard, because they totally would have won, that in the capital city, that they had thousands of reinforcements and troops that had come from Sicily, even though that wasn't the case, that the Turkish people just went, even though they were assured victory at that point, were like, we should probably go, and then left. And then they built the fortified capital city that we're in today. Fun fact. So the city's about 500 years old. So we walked to the Grand Master's Palace. I think he played chess or something. This is where all the government stuff happened. That's what the Grand Master's Palace actually is. It was built by the Order of St. John in the 1500s, and so it's renovated in the 1800s, right before the French and British got here. But they also used it where they would print stuff, and these are all the printing presses. We're in Prince Alfred's court. We had the same idea. This is the armory. They outgrew their old armory. And they say that this is only a fraction of what used to be here, but it's still one of the largest collections in the world. Into the musket era. The bayonets. This guy's armor is really cool. You see him on the battlefield, and I don't know what you'd think, but we always got Chell laughing about units of measurement out here. The throne room. Still use it. They have all these crazy paintings of St. John's Order and their crusade to Jerusalem. Food was pretty good. I got a sandwich. Chell got some potatoes. We got smoothies. They do this weird thing here where the smoothies are just liquid instead of being frozen. The protein bites, that was my least favorite part. What about you?
Yeah, they weren't my favorite.
We got like these lemon flavored ones, and they were not lemon flavored. We went to this museum with the monastery thing. Chickens. And a garden. Secret garden. It's called the Secret Garden. So this was a monastery. Orphaned girls. They also have gargantuan rabbits. This guy is huge. So fun fact, that monastery is actually still in use today. They just only use the upper floors now. That's pretty cool. It's been in operation for 450 years. What do you think, Jill?
And they have special permission to get buried there.
Yeah, that thing in the bottom is a burial chamber, which is where they bury all the nuns, because whenever they go there, they swear to never leave. So even when they're dead, they don't leave, which is kind of crazy, right, Chell? Next stop is the art museum, featuring art. The future artiste. I call this one Chell on the beach when she finds 2 turtles. The turtles aren't happy about it though. I'm not sure what he's looking at. The stairs are super cool. This is what I'm getting out of the art museum. It's the whole murder room. We're still in the town, but we are about to embark on a grand adventure that must happen on all of these journeys. So we're leaving the parking garage and it has a tunnel to leave. Look at this. This is crazy. What the heck is this?
And we are out.
How strange.
Very.
Head southwest on Zap Pinto toward Valletta Waterfront.
We're here at the preamble to the actual destination. You see, we're about to climb maybe the tallest mountain in Malta. We don't actually know what it is. Nobody really knows what it is. There's this like range of bumps here, and like up there is allegedly the tallest point, but there's 3 places that could be the tallest point. I don't really care that much, so we're gonna walk up to the top there and go, aha, we did it. Tallest mountain in Malta. And Chell couldn't be more excited. Look at her. Well, we did it. There's nothing really higher than this. So we did. We're at the highest mountain in Malta. Chell. Oh yeah, country high point. This is one of the other contenders for highest point. Per my watch, we're 7 feet lower, so don't think it's it. What do you think, Chell? Does this feel like the other highest point to you? It's a hard quest, huh?
Okay.
So we finished driving the entire road, and I kept watching my watch the entire way and like looking around, and it looks like where we started was actually the highest point. Nobody really knows. Generally the consensus is to hit all of them, but like, so we drove the whole road, and the road pretty much follows the top of the cliff. The cliff is insane, can't see it, but yeah. So now we're gonna go back and find a cool spot to watch the sunset like everybody else is, and call it a day. Chell and Robert go for a small hike. Wow. Tons of people everywhere. Time for some dinner time. It's kind of funny that it's pizza, burgers, southern fried chicken, and pork ribs. Shell's so excited about dinner she gave herself a concussion getting out of the car. We found an authentic Maltese restaurant, and through a lot of horrible driving, we made it there, and it was closed. So this was next door, and we were like, yeah, screw it, it's got parking. It's got a literal parking lot, so perfect. Decided to abandon the burger place and try to find some local, better food once we got in there, because there was no place to sit down or anything, and we didn't really feel like eating in the car again. Just kidding. The very nice restaurant that we had found our way to, and the other subsequent restaurant that we thought we were going to go to, one was closed, and the other, the chef is sick and they're closing early, so we're just going back to the burger place now, which is pretty funny. We tried not to just get generic American food while we were out, but like that's.
We should try coming back to this place tomorrow.
I don't know if we'll do that because it's super far out of the way, but we'll maybe. So we got chicken balls with cheese inside of them. Chell made a mess already. We got a calzone. I got a burger. Exciting.
This is bigger than my head.
Chell's finding out about European calzones now. This is for like 2 people.
Holy crap.
And here's mine. The cranberry. We also got this Dr. Pepper. You never see Dr. Pepper in Europe. It's amazing. It tastes really good. I don't know if I don't. Yeah.
It tastes better than the actual. I hate you. It tastes better than the actual U.S. spec Dr. Pepper.
I had to stop for this one. Look at that mini. That's sick. We just arrived at our next little temple to go to, and like the landscape here is so crazily different than where we've been. Despite this being a tiny, tiny island of just 316 square kilometers, which is like smaller than downtown Salt Lake City. The deteriorated sign for the Scorba temples, I think. I don't know what it's called. Well, the people aren't here yet, but this is the entire site. It looks cool, I guess. I think we don't have enough time to do everything we want to do here anyway, so we're just gonna skip it and go to the next one. At least there's another gigantic cactus here and a California flag. A little backstory from what I do actually know about this. It was 1500 to 2500 BC. They had built some temples and things here, so it's, you know, old. I don't know much. Update, we made it in. Learning a bit more. Old-timey place, used until the Bronze Age. What tipped them off that it was an archaeological site was the limestones from the sea, and we're in the middle bit, not the close to the sea, so it shouldn't have been here. Interesting. This wall bit here is the oldest structure in Malta. There's your fun fact. And it ain't even Friday. Look at him. We went to the beach. Well, look how excited Chell is. She's already done.
I don't know how cold it is.
For our next stop. Old. Older than the last ones, even though that last one said it had the oldest structure. Weird. It's another pile of rocks. The archaeological sites on Cyprus blow the ones in Malta away for places that are too similar. There's the entrance to the temple. And it's cool that this was 7,000 or 5,000 years old. People were here from 7,000 to 4,000 years ago. So this is a bit of a weird one. We're at the tall Quadi Temple. There's no parking lot, there's no signs, there's no visitor center, there's no management at all. You can just go walk around this thing and see it. So that's what we're gonna do. We're not gonna be here for very long, obviously. We know nothing about the place, and you're gonna see like a couple videos, but documenting the experience, right? Here it is. And you could definitely see stuff here. I don't like the pathway, but there's a chicken. A rooster, my bad. There's an actual little staircase. And then there's some like pillars over there. So that's cool. We're gonna go check those out. I'm a little worried about snakes. It's actually like warm enough for them today. I'm not sure what these are. That looks new, but this one like doesn't. And then, yeah, there's some walls and stuff. I don't know. I'm mildly underwhelmed, but also cool. Chell said, I walked through this tall grass, and I said, I gotta get the video for you fine folk watching at home so you can get the experience too. Yeah, Malta. We're at the catacombs of Rabat. As the original door with a keyhole and locks. And we're leaving the catacombs. We got a little lazy with filming there at the end because it was all kind of the same looking stuff. Tons of cool information. Really cool place though. And for our next stop, an archaeological part of the statue. It's the actual statue. You can get little ones like this all over the place from the gift shops. This is from the other one. This one's super cool. We're at the next temple in the two-temple complex, part of the two-ham plan. They say that the dots on the walls there and around are actually probably part of a crude calendar or counting system. The little weather stations kind of crack me up, but feel like a good idea. They did this neato thing where they aligned the temple to correspond with the sun during the different equinoxes. Used to have a roof, but now they have this as a roof. And for our next stop in Malta, the Fortress Builder's Interpretations Timeline of Fortifications, which basically goes over all of the wars that happened and then some fort building tools. Need your pickaxes and all that. And your buckets and cranes and pulleys and all that.
Honey, is that funny?
We got some cool artwork. We'll show you later. But Chell wanted me to take her picture in front of the Cinnabon. Clarification, we're not actually going to the Cinnabon. That's why
It's just funny because it's like a US thing.
She didn't think this way about Burger King. We saw lots of Burger Kings already. We even went to KFC. This actual loaf.
Aww.
We're in the war rooms, Chell. Get ready to plan an invasion.
That's good. Catboard makes sense.
This is where they commanded the Allied invasion of Sicily to get rid of those dang Mussolinis.
Maybe not, no.
Which caused many of the suppression to the sea. Paratroopers widely dispersed away from their intended objectives. This served as a fallback opportunity for the seamen, where the Axis forces were to eventually evacuate to pay their duty. In the east, British frigates captured Germany and Stella.
A summary. That was really cool, really well put together. Lots of words, so much reading. Basically a textbook. My only complaint is it was about twice as expensive as every other activity on Malta. But, you know.
There was a lot of detail and I really appreciated that.
Yes, look at the aesthetic. Wow. Chell, what do you think of the aesthetic? Oh wait, it's that fort that we went to the other day. with the gigantic yachts in front of it. Oh, how funny. It all ties together. And then the Maritime Museum's over there. This place feels really big, but like then you see things like this and like you keep finding yourself on the same roads and just getting there in different ways. And it's like, yeah, no, Malta's not that small. And then you're like, oh, no, wait, I've been everywhere already. It's actually comically tiny. It's such a weird place. Like Andorra feels properly small and is slightly bigger than this because there's not so much density. Yes, Chell and I said, let's go to a nice sit-down restaurant. And we ended up at the I Love Pasta food truck. But let's be real, where does the best food come from, Chell?
Food trucks!
Of course. Bro, this is insane. Want to see something sad? I don't know how I did that, but I did it.
Brand new.
Brand new. Yeah, this is the first trip that these have been on. And now they're garbage.
You're looking at the views. Careful.
Don't want to slice my leg open on that guardrail. Did you get hurt on this trail, you might ask? You'd think, oh, you could fall or something along the way. No. I'm sitting on this guardrail and some cars started to come, so I had to hop over because I'm waiting for Nick to finish, right? And I sliced my leg open. Good job, Nick. And check out this leg. There is the island of Gozo. We decided as a team that we're not going to go to the island of Gozo because, very importantly, it's $30, and we said, well, for $30, we'd rather go see St. Paul's Co-Cathedral. So that's what we're going to do instead. But yeah, good view up here. Nice trippy sounds. We stayed in a different hotel last night, and it really made me miss the Airbnb. Also, peep the new glasses. They're Chell's. They're photochromatic, which is kind of sick. I kind of want a pair of photochromatic ones. But I really like the polarization, so I'm not going to get a pair of photochromatic ones. Look at the view. I got new Pit Vipers. They're having a 50% off sale right now. Literally could not have come at a better time, so I just went ahead and bought a pair.
Let me just enjoy the views now.
Yep.
Robert's feet compared to my feet. What is this?
In 500 meters at the roundabout, take the third exit onto Trique Salina.
We're at the Malta Archaeological Museum, where all the stuff from the cool places that we went to actually ended up at. Dang, new 7,000-year-old animal figurines just dropped. These are all the originals from the temples. going to the Medina, I think it's called, the Old City. So that's cool. Old streets look neat. Our last few moments in Malta, we've got Falafel Street, Saigon, and the crepe place. We already ate it, but like we're leaving now. This is the airport, and next stop Greece.